Hello everyone, welcome to the Traders Point series by Freeland Academy. My name is Kapil Shah and I'm a trader and a trainer over here. So in our previous episodes, we have interacted with the participants who are having a good amount of experience, and we were trying to know that means what is their trading tactics and what kind of analysis or what is their thought process was all about. But in these episodes, we are trying to interact with a person who are, we can say that they are in between the fresher to the intermediate. They have started their journey some time ago and they are at a very learning stage, we can say. So over here, the focus will be more on the learning approach rather than the trading approach. That means how a person has entered into the market, what kind of the situations and hurdles that they are facing and how they are overcoming and what is their learning process is all about. So today we have our guest Ayush Agarwal ji. Um, so they are also means they are into the initial stage of the learning, and while interacting with them or while interacting them with in our sessions, we have understood that means they have a very good amount of the learning curiosity. So we have approached Ayush Agarwalji to share their insights in the Traders Point series, and we are so much thankful Ayushi for coming over here and sharing your insights.
Thank you, Kapil ji. Thank you.
So before we begin with, we wanted to understand your background. So kindly give us your social introduction.
Right. So I'm basically an engineering graduate. I work in IT company, and I know people would be thinking that it's completely different IT, stock, finance. But I think everyone can learn it and they can grow it. And I initially was not into stock. So when I just had my job, I was doing SIP, and I was more of an investment person where I used to read news,
Mm,
buy few stocks. So this is how it started initially for me. And I was also reading few articles, going through the news, economic times, and all this. So that was my initial point of just being introduced to the stock market.
okay.
But it is since last few years where I would say I have shown a very inclined interest towards the stock market, and trying to understand uh, how to actually enter a stock, or why you need to buy a certain stock, where to enter, where to exist, what is the
Mhm.
psychology behind it. So this is
Okay.
just my recent started journey.
Okay. So Ayushi, you are from a science and an engineering background, we can say. So what has made you to tempt towards the financial market, which is altogether different from your career or from your educational profile?
Yeah, sure. So I believe I was always interested in finance from my initial
Okay.
days, but uh, few things are like I was seeing that to get a great return of your wealth, or you have a money lying with you, keeping in fixed deposit, recurring deposit is a safe investment, but it doesn't grows with the inflation.
Yes.
Your spend increases each day, but your inflation is not in a controlled manner, and until you don't beat inflation, we don't have a wealth creation.
Yes.
And it's always known that people have created a good wealth by being into a stock market or
Mhm.
through a mutual fund way, and that was one part. Other than that, I had been always reading articles here and there of companies doing this, that, so that kicked me, that how the whole company works, or what is their fundamental, how the stock price. So few things was this which interested me, like why it happens. And also, I being from a family who has been from a business background, so
Okay.
I was always a little bit towards creation of wealth in
Okay.
some or other manner.
Mhm. Yes, that is a great insight. Basically means whatever the asset classes that we have, means the reality as a asset class, equity, gold, conventional saving schemes. So out of this all formats, we can see that means equity market has remained outperformer over a very good period of time. So equity market can be considered as a good wealth creation segment, we can say.
Yes, definitely. Definitely it is something which has been beating every other part, and letting the whole of people who invest out there to create wealth in a in a sequential manner, I would say. Those who
Mhm.
understand it can create in a very good manner if they understand the psychology, if they understand why this happens and how this happens, which I
Yes.
think is a very important point about the whole of the market. Why and how. Until we don't find that out, it's very difficult.
Mhm. Yes. So, Ayushi means we are a millennial, and being a millennial, we know that means how to utilize the more of the social content, or we are exposed to the social sites and social medias. So we can learn many of the things, and we get informations many of the things from internet, YouTube, or there are many free sites are available. So why you have thought for to go for the education by paying the fees actually?
Yes, I think that's a very valid question, and a very good question, I would say. And I would especially like to tell all the people who have started their journey that uh, so until you are not confident, and if you are taking your trade just based on few people's discussion which says that buy at this and sell at this and this is a stop loss, uh, you never know what you're doing. You are just doing something which you are losing your income for some others benefit. And so initially I would say it started for me was that 3 to 4 years back, where I was seeing that I was attached to a group where a person comes up with an indicator, and he says that this indicator you can apply to a stock or a commodity, and that's where it started for me. And
Mhm.
I was using that indicator, but never got any big success. So I tried that for a year or so. The
Mhm.
problem with the indicator, at that point of time, it behaves different at different markets. You have a
Mhm.
ranging market, you have a market which is trending, and so uh, so the indicator which was a single indicator didn't give. And the other part was I was never knowing what was the why and what was the how it is happening. It was just a simple. So
Mhm.
I didn't made any big success, and I felt that an education for me to analyze this whole thing is very much necessary to understand and become a confident trader instead of just trading out there, because it's just not about doing a trade or buying a stock.
Mhm.
I have faced few instances where there has been news and people, I have bought a stock which has been at very high, and after that it has just wiped out everything. Uh, so a person should, when he's directly taking the route of stock market, he should have the basic of understanding that what is the market doing, what
Mhm.
is its psychology, what should be your right entry and right exit. That makes a complete picture, and if you don't have that, it's very difficult to create a wealth, or even to learn it. It's just not about creating wealth. Many times
Mhm.
it is about learning the psychology. Once you learn that psychology, you understand, and then you can uh, deep dive, take a trade with confidence. And that is one thing which this is a whole scenario.
Mhm.
So I started with a course which was by a person called Naveen Prithani, which was based on price action.
Okay.
I took that course, and then I moved to Finland course, which
Mhm.
was really giving me an insight in depth also of lot many other things apart from just a pure price action.
Okay. Mhm. So Ayushi, as of now, how much time you are devoting for your learning and trading purpose? Means let's say per day or per week basis.
So I basically try to give hour to two based on my job timing, official work, and all that. And I try to read the market at this point of time,
Okay.
understand what is going on, interact with few other people's, see what is their view, interact with the trainers, interact with
Mhm.
other experienced trader to understand their view and get a more confident on my analysis by providing my analysis to them and see the
Okay.
review of what it is happening.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you try to interact with an experience, means you make your studies and then you share your studies with a seniors or experienced guy, and you seek a feedbacks from them.
Right.
Okay.
So I have been also trying to apply all the techniques which I have learned from a price action course and both Finland, and try
Mm-hmm.
to apply all those. I do also take few trades.
Okay.
I would say I have not got any big success with intraday.
Mm-hmm.
But I have got a success in swing and positional,
Okay.
and which I think I have started in the last 6 months. Previous to that, I used to
Mm-hmm.
trade few intraday trades in commodity, mostly crude and natural gas, and a little bit on the stock. But I was seeing that I was not a confident trader in that. I was still lacking what I was required to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So. So I switched to swing and positional, and where I see that I've been able to do quite a good progress.
Okay. So, normally when a participant enters in the market, the very first thing or very first confusion is that, means what should I trade, means do I do the intraday trading, do I do the swing and positional trading? So as of now you're saying that, means you are comfortable in a swing and positional trading, but how was your initial journey, means when you have entered the market, so there was a fixation in your mind that, means I want to do the swing and positional trading, or you have did a trial and errors, and based on that you come to know that, means let's say equity market is good for me, or commodity market is good for me, or this particular trading style is good for me?
Yes. So I think this question actually is very good for anyone who was jumping into the market. As far as I understand, when I initially jumped into the market, I was completely inconfident, and most of my trades were based on a group where I joined, or I saw a few things, and
Mm-hmm.
I took few trades,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like a period of month two, and it didn't help me. Uh, then when I started a course and took a course of price action, which was
Mm-hmm.
initially the basic price action
Mm-hmm.
course. I started doing few analysis and tried entering into a trade of commodity, which was basically crude oil and natural gas. And those commodities are very much volatile, and you have multiple sessions starting from Asia to London to New York. So each session different behavior, and uh, it was a little more complicated than equity.
Yes.
Uh, so I thought that is not something of my cup at this point of time until I am very much confident. And I have then moved to equity, where I see that my trades are, I take a small amount of stock just to do a small analysis. I do a very small lot, maybe 5 stock, 10 stock, and just see how I am doing on that, where my entry and exit is good. If I am trying to go with any indicator which we have been discussing in the Finland, and I try to see what is their reaction in different kind of market. Someday
Okay.
it's a ranging market, something
Mm-hmm.
it's someday it's a trending market.
Yes.
So I basically try to do all those research at this point of time and understand what fits in what. Uh, but my suggestion for anyone would be that to just forget everything initially and just understand where are your buyers and where are your sellers, what are they trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
how the buyer is reacting, how the sellers are fading, or where the buyers are coming, and then try to understand why is it happening and how is it happening. So if you just remove every indicator and just be purely understand your candlesticks, that would be a good way for anyone to start on that, to understand the psychology of the market, and then apply those indicators, start building your techniques.
Mm-hmm. So Ayushi, as you said, that means you devote 2 to 3 hours on a daily basis to learn the things. So what exactly you do in those 2 to 3 hours? So means how's
So
your day starts, and how you analyze and how you hone your skills?
Yes, I have been following few things from the Finland, as you have and Prateek ji has taught about, to just first look into Nifty 250 stocks,
Mm-hmm.
try to get into. So I'm not applying any big indicator. I'm just
Okay.
trying to do purely based on the price action, where I
Mm-hmm.
see the trend line, where I try to see where there is a order building up, where there is a range build up. So I try to analyze that between the Nifty 250 stocks at this point of time. I've created an Excel sheet where I go and say that, okay, I need an alert for this when this price
Okay.
crosses. If there is a range going on and there is a range breakout, so I know there was an order build up by the big institutional guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this few things which I do on my day to day basis is mostly try to pick stocks, see how it is trending at this point of time, whether
Mm-hmm.
it has broken a trend line, it is trying to see the selling pressure. Also try to see few fundamentals attached to it
Okay.
if possible.
Mm-hmm. Uh, what is your main dominant time frame that you are working on? So let's say it's in a monthly, weekly, daily, or intraday side.
Yes. So when I sometimes I try to apply pure price action without any indicator. I try to see fuel. I mean, this is apart from, I don't take those trades because I have not got previously any success. So I just try to analyze it. Where
Mm-hmm.
pure price action, I try to go into 15 and 3 minutes for
Okay.
my intraday,
Mm-hmm.
and where I try to see that if it is what I am thinking that it is making that move or not in the market. And for positional, I try to switch between uh, daily to weekly, and
Okay.
sometimes monthly based on the stocks. If I see that there is a long consolidation period going on,
Mm-hmm.
then I try to switch between monthly and weekly and try to understand if there is such a long consolidation, what has happened here. So this is how I try to do.
Okay, fine. Um, I assume means as of now, after a couple of years experience, you are doing a swing and positionally predominantly, and you are looking at in the intraday side as well. So, how much time means initially what happens is that we give a certain kind of specific time to the one format, we get a command over that format, and then afterwards we look forward to the other things. So, how much time the transition that has taken a place? First of all, how much time that you have devoted on a swing and positional side, and then afterwards you have started to explore the intraday or let's say 15 minutes and 3 minutes time.
Right. So I was previously doing intraday, I would say,
Okay.
but I was not devoting. I was seeing a commodity graph mostly after 5, because that's when US market opens and you see more volatility as compared to being in the
Mhm.
London and Asia market. And uh, I was seeing that intraday is not my cup of coffee, because you need a very instant decision and you need to stick to
Yes.
that for a longer period of time. And when I
Mhm.
moved to equity intraday, I would say I was seeing that sometimes my decisions were not right as what I was thinking. So I didn't do much on that. And when I moved to your uh, daily and positional, I thought it is something where I can spend time, and I did that. I was picking that up, and sometimes in a weekend when I got free time, let's pick up few stocks, try to analyze. And it was dedicated between weekdays and weekends. So weekly, I would say
Okay.
if I'm dedicating an hour in the weekly, I can do it 1 to 2 hours on weekdays and sometimes more on the weekend.
Mhm. Okay. Ayushi means you are a student of science and engineering. So the subject science is more about, we can say, the certainty. So there is no second thought actually. But when you are coming to the market, it's all about the volatility. It's all about the alteration of the view. There are always the second thoughts are there. So being a student of the science, so is the subject of the probability sometimes is it become uncomfortable to you? Means let's say you do your analysis, you have a certain kind of approaches, but the way you have seen the things, the market is not respecting those kinds of things. So is these things disappoints you?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that does definitely. That's why I would suggest anyone who is trying to get into this, first get enough confidence and then do a trade, instead of just doing a trade or just sticking to someone's else uh, the tips, tricks, which keeps on going on. Multiple groups are there. So it definitely disappoints when you try to put effort and time and you don't see that trade working.
Okay.
But you should never get disappointed. It's just that you should do a post trade analysis, try to understand where you went wrong.
Mhm.
That is something very much important as a trader. Until
Yes.
you don't do a post trade analysis, you won't understand what was wrong out there. Yeah, you learn, you do something wrong and then you learn. I think that is the fundamental of anyone's learning. It
Okay.
happens throughout, starting from your school to any education, where you
Mhm.
sometimes do wrong and then you learn. So this is how it is that the probability sometimes doesn't work as it should.
Yes.
uh, and I see that it is working later on. I was
Mhm.
into a right trade. It's just that the SL which I have taken was not very right,
Mhm.
and the trade went in my favor after it just stopped me out. So this is something I have experienced previously.
Mhm. Ayushi, what gets into your post analysis? Means, do you do any kind of a documentation about the trades that you are doing, and how do you exactly do your post or trade analysis?
Yes, at this point of time, I don't maintain a documentation. What I try to do is I try to see that wherever I entered on that particular trade, whether it was the right entry point for me, because until I don't understand my entry and exit, it would be very difficult. Since I didn't enter the right entry point, I then try to analyze what was the right for it.
Mhm.
Try to see it in some more time frames, from 3 to 5 years. This is what I used to do for intraday trades. But for my swing and positional trades, I basically try to keep stop losses are definitely bigger, and your trades can be analyzed by seeing that sometimes for swing and positional, because your fundamental factors also plays in,
Yes.
and also your the market volatility, or the way the market is behaving on a current day. So your
Mhm.
SL stop loss might strike you out, but what you should stick to is that, okay, you took a right entry, but might be some different factor which has taken out your SL. So these are few points which I try to see, and try to see the overall picture.
Okay. Mhm. Ayushi, you have mentioned about the confidence building part. So, do you think that the role of simulator can play a good role in that?
Yes, definitely. I have been doing simulation trades, I would say.
Mhm.
I do a lot many simulation intraday trades previously. Recently, I have not been
Mhm.
focusing on intraday trades because I needed. So I was using TradingView, or you can use any other software where you can connect and do a paper trade to understand. And
Okay.
as a starter, doing a paper trade is really good, because what I see is market is more of a psychology. And what I have been hearing from lot many people, they came to stock market and they just left in between, was not because of uh, I mean, few things which was less education. Other than that, losing a big amount of money because you wanted to earn big amount of
Mhm.
money. So as an initial person, uh, you should focus only on building yourself instead of earning wealth. And once you are confident, you would definitely achieve that.
Okay, that was what my next question was. That means, as a freshers, where do you focus more? Do you focus on the profit or do you focus on confidence building? So I think you
Uh,
have answered it. Means about the confidence building.
Yes, I think there is always a confusion in human when you try to trade. There is always a fear, and there is always a greed.
Yes.
And what I have been learning throughout this is that how you do your management, what is your risk and reward, and how are you trying to do that. That is something very much necessary for a trader, or even for a stock market. Any person who is even doing swing and positional, you should know what is your risk reward and what is your risk taking capability. And when you go into a particular trade, you should know that you are doing something which is on the psychological of the market. Anything can happen, and you should not have a very big emotion attached to it. Otherwise market will throw you out. Lot many people dive into the market and they give up because they make a big loss, and they name it as like it's just one gambling market. But I don't believe in that. Lot many freshers would have dived in, they would have seen, they would have, even after learning, people tend to go towards a few other things, like they would have been in hundreds of groups or with friends. They understand, they learn that, and they think that that is more easier because someone else is doing that, and they don't try to build their own confidence.
Mhm.
They take a trade, they lose it, and then after few days they leave that market thinking that it just was a gamble for me. But if you are confident, if you build your knowledge, I think you can be uh, a good trader or investor, I would say
Yes,
both.
yes. So, Ayushi, you are into the, let's say, the learning share. You have spent a couple of years. So, what are the immediate hurdles that you are facing right now while doing the trading?
Yes, I think that also is very good question, because even at this point I do have fear and greed. That is something which I need to come out and say that uh, sometimes I don't do my risk management. I take a bigger amount of, so I should be very consistent with my amount being invested, being it in any stock. When I'm doing a swing
Mhm.
trading also, I should have a sizable amount of money being put, which is I know I can take a risk for it. And
Mhm.
I know that it might be, it will go either on my favor or it will not go on my favor, and I should be ready to
Okay.
accept it. So accepting is a very big part. And sometimes it becomes difficult as a learner, that
Mhm.
you lost a money, or uh, and then it does makes you a little uneasy with it. But I think with time I have overcome that also. It is just sometimes uh, once in a while you feel that. I think that is common
Mhm.
for every trader. That's a human psychology, but with time everyone can build that, where you know how to do a your risk management, your way of sizability of your lots, which should be consistent throughout, which is a very important factor. Many people comes to, I mean, I also have done some part where I see that where I've taken smaller lots, I have made bigger amount of money where I've taken large number of lots. So that were few hurdles which I have overcome, and I have been doing it consistently, trying to being more confident each day.
Yes, means here I want to also add something to this. What happens initially is that we normally believe that means large quantity is equal to the large profits. But in that process, what happens is that means the large quantities that we are taking, but we are not able to afford the risk that we are that is contained in that. So sometimes what happens is that I have taken the large quantity, just a little small fluctuations will happen. I will go haywire. That means what kind of things is happening, and I will not able to exploit the true move the stock is unfolding. So due to the high amount of quantity, we get a little bit more fickle, and the more we become more fickle, the we cannot capture the entire move is there. So it is not always the thing is that means a large quantity is equal to large profit. Sometimes it happens that with a smaller quantity also, which falls in our risk appetite, we take bigger moves, and in that move we make a good money actually.
Yeah, definitely. Always maintaining a consistent lot size is very, very much important for people who are initially
Mhm.
getting into any kind of trade, because at the end, when you are also investing, This is one thing I learned, where I thought that investing in one stock and just keeping it for 10 years, it doesn't make sense sometimes.
Mhm.
You need to know where to exit it. I have seen few stocks which has gone, and I had one stock which has gone to 300%, and then suddenly I saw that it has just gone down to 50% again. My profit reduced to 50%. So this were few trigger points where I understood that if I would have exited at the right moment,
Mhm.
and I would have got a good profit. So even if you are an investor, I would say you definitely need education. It is just not that you take a stock and say that uh, it is going to be a multi-bagger tomorrow, until you don't understand whether all the factors which play comes into play, which is why it happened and how it will happen. So all those needs to come into play and to make it a multi-bagger. And uh, if you know where to entry, where to exit as an investor, also you can have a better return in terms of your investing.
Okay. Uh, yes, I mean, so we are moving towards in the latter part of the sessions. So just wanted to have one question is that what is that thing which excites you about the market?
One thing which excites me about market is it changes daily. Sometimes you have a market where you open up and people say, okay, tomorrow is gonna be a doomsday in the market, and you see the
Yes.
other way around where it reverses, goes in the other direction.
Mhm.
uh, because we are a small fish in this market, we follow the footprints of the big players out there.
Yes.
And uh, exciting is one thing which you definitely learn is understanding the psychology. So market helps you learn psychology, what the other person would be thinking. And but here is just that you have hundreds of other person. uh, and it is an exciting thing if we see overall, like if someone is selling and someone is buying, definitely something is interesting going on. Someone would have sold based out of fear, someone would have sold based out of thinking that tomorrow a news might come out. So there are multiple factors which comes into play. And uh, we as a small trader who are uh, there, so I uh, we are just a small fish, and we need to spot that part, like what is going on, and take that journey along with the big players out there. uh, this is something which is exciting to understand, like how all those
Mhm.
things comes into play.
Actually, one more thing is that means when a person is approaching to the market, there is a little bit kind of the unclarity that means how much money to put into the market. And suppose that
Mhm.
figure differs from person to person. I'm not
Right.
asking about an absolute number, but what
Right.
kind of the calculations that you did to put some money in a market?
Yes. So first thing, I know it's very difficult for everyone, is that you need to remove the emotion with the money when you are going into a stock market.
Okay.
So you should just keep the amount which you think is maybe a waste for you at certain point of time. So maybe
Mhm.
if you are taking out 1 lakh rupees, uh, you should remove that emotion with that particular amount, because humans have an emotions attached, and
Of course.
that will actually kill you. So first,
Mhm.
let's take, even if you are taking out 10,000 and you lose that whole of 10,000, what will happen? You get demotivated, and you feel like, no, I don't think stock market is for me. So uh, for me it was same way. I mean, I did had that situations initially. And then when I understand, when I started learning, I became, as and when I became confident, and with time period I also had started losing that attachment. That the question which you asked is more of like, what should be the initial investment? So a person can take out any investment he wants, but it's just that he needs to control his emotions with that, and uh, be in a rightful manner, instead of because it's his own money. So he should focus on learning himself, instead of, so many times I've seen people who are very much I have friends who have been knowing it that this is going wrong, but he would have got suggested from someone who he knew, and he
Okay.
bought or he sold something, and later it
Mhm.
was a loss for him.
Yes, I. Okay. One person has come to the market, he had taken the educations, he has learned the lots of concepts about the market, and but he's still away from, or we can say that he cannot call himself as a professional trader at this point. So there are two extremes. One is in a learning phase is got completed, another phase is like a professional trader. So let's say we are in between. So what a kind of the external support that you are that you need when we are in between?
I think one good thing which you need is a good mentor, a good teacher. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what happens is the confusions which you create within yourself. You see a chart, and uh, I mean, in chart is just that you draw one line. It can be even a support and resistance somewhere
Yes.
down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So until you actually don't understand the concepts very clearly, and even if you don't have a peer with you to review your concept, so because the other peer also needs to say that, okay, yeah, I also feel that this is a support and resistance,
Mm-hmm.
then let's call it a support and resistance.
Okay.
Because there are hundreds of people, so I believe if I have two people, I have a more probability of knowing that, okay, I am in the right path. I
Mm-hmm.
took a trade which I thought, okay, this might be a reversal from here, because I can see support here and it might go the other way. But
Okay.
I might make a mistake if I don't have a proper review. So if you get reviewed, and sometimes your confusion goes out. So that's where mentors or teachers or experienced traders comes into play.
Okay. Great. The last question that I'm putting in front of you, that
Sure.
means how you feel about the market, means as a future, uh, what is your feeling as of now?
Uh, I think I even asked you one question very long back. Maybe it was in your session or Pratik G's session, where I asked, "Is market infinite?" That's where I feel like market is infinite. It
Okay.
doesn't have an end. It doesn't have a start.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what I see as a future is where I can participate in a rightful manner, and be a part of it to to create a good wealth for your personal being, I would say. And it is not an easy go thing where people say that it's just that you buy it, you sell it, and you earn it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so where I see at this point of time is that there is a lot to learn. The market dynamic changes daily, fundamental changes daily. You
Mm-hmm.
have lot many news, and things are getting difficult with time, I would say. Lot
Mm-hmm.
many sources of news, lot many psychologies coming into play. So as a student, you should first try to build your education, and that's where I'm looking to build my own self, being my self confident, where I take a trade, I don't need to think twice, I don't need to ask a person twice, and
Mm-hmm.
I can be a good participant. That's where I see towards the market.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine, Ayushi. Means apart from our conversations, anything you want to mention out of the experience to share with our fellow traders?
Definitely. Uh, I would like everyone out there to first not just come here to the market, start trading. First, get your right education. That is very, very much necessary. And I think with Finland, like uh, courses with Finland, and you need consistent practice. Once you even go through it, get your
Mm-hmm.
doubts cleared with your mentors, with your fellow beings. Try sharing as much as possible, where you can get a more in-depth about your understanding, and see what others are saying about your analysis, how right it is, how wrong it is. And keep growing until, and if you are doing a trade, just be confident on it, I would say. That's
Okay.
the first thing. And for your confidence definitely comes with more practice and more learning, day to day learning. that is something which is there. And definitely don't try to risk what you can't afford. That is one
That
big
is very
thing
true.
which I would like
Mhm.
to say to the fellow traders. So don't just come here to the market to think that it is just an earning source and it's just an easy business. It is a business where you need much more effort than doing a normal business, I would say.
Agree.
So it is not something easy. So don't follow uh, the bandwagon, which is like just do some trade based on, many times you might be losing money because you were taking the right trade and you got a wrong
Mhm.
visualization from some pair. So that will definitely come until and unless you don't have an understanding. So never
Yes.
do a blind trade, one thing. And try to keep
Mhm.
as much as risk management, which is very very much necessary. So being an investor or a trader, you need to trade and be more psychologically strong, because it
That
requires
is a
quite
great point.
effort.
Mhm.
So mindfulness is very much necessary in this particular journey of your stock market.
Yes. So that is what our Ayushi is all about. Means they have shared their journey from a scratch. That means how they have come, or what kind of the trial and errors between the commodity market, equity market, different formats, how the trial and error happens, and finally how they have got to the swing and positional trading. There afterwards they are sharing their insights about how they are learning. Let's say devoting the 2 to 3 hours a day and doing the post analysis, and some of the very their last sentence they have given a very nice insight. That means don't lose or don't put a money that we can't afford to lose. And mindfulness and mentally strong or psychology strong, which is the very very basic soft skills that we require. So that was a very very great insight, Ji Ayushi, from you, and we are again thankful
Thank
to
you.
you to sharing your insights to the
Thank you,
Traders Point
Kapil.
series.
Definitely, thank you. Just last thing to present.
Yes.
I'm really not sure how many Finland Academy students would have taken a wrong trade even after coming to this session. I think they should never do it, because we have really great mentors and teachers in this whole education series. So I think they should consistently focus on their education for certain years instead of just earning money, because
Mhm.
once they are completed with their education and quite confident, you would definitely reach the path of money. And always try to have a check on your greed and your fear, which is a very very
Yes.
important part.
Mhm. So it is a kind of thing. Means before we earn, we need to focus on learn.
Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay. Fine, fine. Thank you so much, Ayushi, for your time.
Thank you, Kapilji.